What's going on, YouTube? I'm back again, and today we're going to talk about passive income. It's often portrayed as an effortless money flowing in while you relax. But much of that image is misleading, and the core issue is most passive income stream requires significant upfront work, ongoing maintenance, or risk isn't always acknowledged.
People will spend 100 hours trying to make $100 a month passive when they could have just made $10,000 getting paid for their active time. That's a bad trade. And so what everyone seems to forget is that the people with passive income often had massive income first.
Now, I'm YB. I do a lot of finance videos. I spend an ungodly amount of time watching videos, creating videos, and studying about finances. So, that being said, what are some big myths about passive income? Now, if you don't know what a passive income is, let's start thinking about this. Why is really passive income? Well, Gary Vee says it like this.
Quickest way to not be on a beach in Mexico is to think that passive income exists. I think the reason so many scumbuckets are making so much money is because you're buying stupid courses over and over, thinking there's some magic formula for passive income. Passive income looks like this. You take money that you can afford to go to zero, and you put them into two places that have historically created passive income. Public markets that you don't care if it goes up and down and you just wait to the end, or real estate.
I agree with them on this part. Now, the first myth that you need to understand, it's easy money with no effort. No, it's not easy money with no effort. At the end of the day, many gurus frame passive income as a shortcut to wealth, but most stream requires real work, skills, and capital. Even investment like rental properties, online business demand ongoing maintenance. Now, here's the thing. If you do passive income and like real estate, it requires a lot of maintenance and ongoing costs to keep that profitable. And let's look at the bigger picture, the real passive income, dividend income. Now, dividend income, it requires a bunch of research, a bunch of upfront to this so you can pick proper stock to actually make it profitable. Even better, let's talk about writing a book. You know, you can't really just write a book out of nowhere and hope it be successful. It takes time and effort, a lot of upfront costs on that matter. So you have a lot of time on it. So it is not easy money with no effort. It's a lot of effort to get this passive income going. Myth number 2, you can't set it and forget it. Now, let's do a 6-month market experiment by Market Strategy found that most passive income ideas were very offhand. That required constant update, customer service, or reinvest to stay profitable. Let's take a rental portfolio, for example. Well, even if you outsource the maintenance, outsource the management, it still takes time for you to talk to them, give approval, cost you money. What happens if you had to replace the roof? Cost you more money. It's not set it and forget it. You can't just buy a stock and not watch what it does because it could tank. There's a lot of different things that happens. The stock market could crash. Everything could go bad on your rental properties. Your book sell gets hit with copyright. You know, there's a lot of different things that could happen. So you can't just set it and forget it. It takes maintenance. Now, yes, stocks, you can keep buying it over and over, and it will do well if you pick a good one. But that takes a lot of effort, and it's not really set it, forget it. You check it every month, every 6 months, every year to make sure your portfolio is performing how you want it to do. Now, number 3 myth is anyone can quit their job quickly with passive income. Now, the dream is to replace your full-time salary with passive income. Is possible, rarely first, but it's rarely fast. So unrealistic expectation leads people to quit too early or invest in risky schemes. Now, here's the thing. If you want dividend income, it's going to take a large amount of money into that portfolio to make it be able to retire off of. If you do a really risky Airbnb and get multiple and get that business scaling as fast as you can, like some YouTube channel says they did.
How I would go from 0 to 10 properties in 12 months. Here's exactly what I would do. Back when I was in recruitment, I thought I was on the right path. The money was good, the career progression was there, but the truth is, I wasn't fully fulfilled. My days were back-to-back calls, KPIs, and this constant feeling that no matter how hard I worked, I was just building somebody else's dream. I wanted more than that, and I wanted freedom, control over my life, and the chance to build something that would last and actually change my life, not just give me another payslip. That's what pushed me into property, and rent to rent was a doorway to that.
Guess what? You're highly at risk. So that could cause you to go bankrupt any moment. So yes, you can do this fast, but it's really risky. You can get 50 Airbnbs in a month and from Airbnb arbitrage. If you don't know what Airbnb arbitrage, here's a video.
Here's how Airbnb arbitrage works in under 60 seconds. Imagine you found a vacant property that the landlord was struggling to rent out. It's renting for $2,000. You go on Staley, which shows you that other properties in the same area are making around $10,000 a month on Airbnb. You realize you can make some money. You speak to the landlord and agree to pay the rent, manage the tenants, and maintain the property as long as they allow you to sublease the property on Airbnb.
Now that we know what Airbnb arbitrage, to me, you are trying to capitalize on it. And what happened if that area does bad? Guess what? All those rentals, you still have to pay rent. You're going to be out a lot of money. So riskier investment, yeah, you can try it, but it doesn't always work out. Now, number 4, passive income stream are legit, or all passive income are legit. No, the hype is creating an industry by influence selling course rather than real income strategy. Many recommend a extravagant style or it's incomplete. At the end of the day, all passive income is not the same. Some's going to require a lot more work, a lot more capital. Some's going to require very little work, but more time in it. Guess what? If you had to put more time in something, is it really passive? So here's the thing. It's a risk to reward scale on this passive income. Yes, you can write a book. It has very little upfront cost. You can put it on Amazon. Maybe it'll become a top seller. Guess what? It still took a lot of time, a lot of effort. And yes, that could be legitimate. But is everyone doing it? So at the end of the day, not all passive income is legitimate. And that's why you have to be careful, because some people get scammed out of their money or their retirement account because they're looking at passive income. Like they're looking at passive income like it's going to change the world. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time to build these passive incomes. And lastly, you need a lot of money to start. At the end of the day, no, you don't need a lot of money to start. Unless you go into real estate or other things like that. But you can do digital products. You could do books. You can do blogging. All these things could bring in passive income. So you don't need a lot of money to start. You don't need a lot of money to start getting dividend income. You can start with $5, $1. You're not get paid much, but you don't need a lot of money or a lot of capital to start your passive income. Now, since we talk about the myth of passive income, let's talk about what passive income actually looks like so you understand. Most sustainable passive income has 3 characteristics: upfront investing, either time, money, or both; ongoing maintenance like update, customer support, or reinvestment; or 3, delay payoff, income building slow, not instantly. Those are the key things about passive income. Example that fits this more realistic model include index fund investing, rental properties with management support, digital product, or dividend stocks. These can become more passive over time, but rarely passive from day one. Now, how do you approach passive income realistically? Focus on long-term, steady strategies rather than quick wins. Choose stream that matches your skills and resources. Expect a learning curve on ongoing involvement, and treat passive income as a supplement at first, not to replace your main income. And the biggest feature about all this, expect a learning curve. Either rental properties, you can watch all the YouTube videos you want, but until you do yourself, you're not going to learn how it really works because every situation is different. You could do stock investing. Well, maybe the stocks you pick or you like didn't do so well. So you're going to have a learning curve. But that's all I got for you. Like and subscribe. Hopefully this helps you.